Hello everyone and welcome back. If you're new here, welcome to Splurge Media. Who doesn't like survival movies? I do. They give you so much to learn and such experience for which you don't have to go out to actually experience it. You just learn it sitting on your couch, and I think it's a great deal. Considering which, I have got you such experiences you might like to watch. But before that, may I please ask for your support by subscribing to the channel, and as we devour this topic, do let me know what next topic you want me to focus on. Starting with the best survival movies you probably missed. Movie number 1 is The Wave from 2015. This movie has the action you're looking for in a disaster film, but it follows a family which actually seems like a real family. You feel what they go through as the tsunami hits the hometown and before. The CGI, the acting, the production design, etc. in this film are all great. This is a must-watch disaster movie. It forces you to extreme empathy. The effects are very well done, but it's the acting and the character development that got me. Even casts that appear only briefly pull at your heartstrings. My recommendation will be to watch it in its beautiful original language. Movie number 2 is Believe Me, The Abduction of Lisa McVEY. I often stay away from based on true story movies as they tend to be a drag and slow moving in general, but Believe Me, The Abduction of Lisa McVEY, a 2018 Canadian-American television film, is an exception and worth watching. Starring Shelby Bain and Katie Douglas, the film is about a teenage girl who, after being kidnapped by a serial killer attacker, survives the ordeal and finally plays a crucial role in his capture by the police. I am absolutely blown away by this movie. The acting, the story, everything is phenomenal. By the end of the movie, I was in shock and my breath was taken away. Amazing job to everyone who participated in this movie to make Lisa's story be heard, and it really was such a beautiful tribute to her and her heroic story. Movie number 3 is The 12th Man. After a failed anti-Nazi sabotage mission leaves his 11 comrades dead, Norwegian resistance fighter finds himself fleeing from the Gestapo through the snowbound reaches of Scandinavia. Undoubtedly the most impactful story and film I have lately watched. The words bravery or courage are merely diminutive terms for what this man and those who aided him endured and personified. An extremely difficult movie to watch. I had to pause many times to gather strength, but returned because I felt a human duty to be informed of the most unspeakable era. Movie number 4 is As Far As My Feet Will Carry Me. A German prisoner of war escapes from a Siberian prison camp and finds help from a band of Arctic natives while trekking home. A great escape, incredible story of courage, single-minded purpose and bravery. What Hitler did to millions of innocents across concentration camps, Stalin was no different. The truth behind Stalin's equal insanity and inhuman purge of POWs remains hidden from the world. Very deftly made movie and also very well acted. Movie number 5 is Room. Jack has turned 5 and is seen jumping around greeting good morning to every object in a tiny room, yet there is nothing normal with this. Born to a 24-year-old Joy Newsom who was abducted at the age of 17, raped repeatedly and kept in confinement in a tiny shed with locked doors and only a small overhead window for light. Jack's role was magnificent. Who would have ever thought a child can play a role so very well? And I can very well say Tremblay will definitely be a role model to future child actors. He has my vote for the future. It's a lively and heart-touching story nonetheless and deserves recognition, so it's still worth an award from my end. Movie number 6 is Greenland from 2020. A determined, warm and loving family man who goes through terrible experiences to try to bring his wife and son back together with him to escape to Greenland, one of the few places on the planet that will be safe after a catastrophic comet strike hits Earth. This movie showcases how humans might act towards each other in this type of global disaster, some horrible and others compassionate. You do get a strong feeling of mostly every man for himself in this one. His wife really has you feeling the intense fear of losing her son to kidnapping strangers. I was glad to see the grandfather played by Scott Glenn with strength and humanity, not some helpless zoned out senior. If you are looking to great entertained mixed with philosophy and the sheer resilience of the human race, get the popcorn and snacks ready and settle in for an emotional ride. Movie number 7 is Shallows. Nancy travels to a secluded beach followed the death of her mother. While surfing, she gets attacked by a great white shark which leaves her stranded on a rock 200 yards from the shore. This was indeed a pleasant surprise. I am just perplexed how she knew the shark would follow her descent to the bottom of the buoy. Her knowledge and decision making was brilliant throughout. I love this film, and for everyone who is into adventure, this never stops delivering. Personally, if I'd survived this, I'd never go into the water, even the bathtub again. Last movie from the list is Apocalypto. The Mayan kingdom is at the height of its opulence and power, but the foundations of the empire are beginning to crumble. The leaders believe they must build more temples and sacrifice more people, or their crops and citizens will die. Jaguar Paw, a peaceful hunter in a remote tribe, is captured along with his entire village in a raid. He is scheduled for a ritual sacrifice until he makes a daring escape and tries to make it back to his pregnant wife and son. Captivating from start to finish. Brutal, gory, but necessary in reflecting those times. Amazing detail. I've read that it's been banned in a few countries, but I think the ban has been for political reasons rather than not being true to the period and perhaps portraying the Mayans in a bad light. It's a movie to entertain, and who is to question its authenticity? That's it for this one. Hope you like this video. Thank you so much for your precious time. Namaste.